Let me ask you this. Can you walk us through your journey from our alma mater, Skyline High School, to becoming a special agent in charge of the Dallas FBI division?
Yeah, it was a long, complicated journey. Coming out of high school,
Yeah.
there were so many things that I wanted out of high school. One of the things that I wanted most out of high school, I wanted to be a football star. That was my dream, and when that dream was taken away from me, I was lost. And being lost, I found things, and with God's favor, He led me to places that I didn't know I would go. I didn't know that I would join the Navy and do 8 years in the Navy. I didn't know that I would work at one of the most prestigious hospitals in the world, Parkland Hospital.
Yeah.
I didn't know that one night I would be up at 3 a.m. in the morning and see an ad for the FBI that they're hiring and looking for minorities.
I heard that story. I watched you, and I was blown away by it. That's how you actually decided, hey, maybe this is for me.
Actually, what I decided was 3 a.m. in the morning tells me two things. It tells me, one, that I was up studying and I should have been asleep.
Yeah.
But it also tells me that God had positioned me to be in the right place at the right time to hear about the FBI. I never thought about the FBI prior to that. I had followed the FBI, because of Oklahoma City bombing and, the bombings of the World Trade Center and things like that. But I never thought about being an FBI agent until I saw that ad, and it said, we're looking for minorities. And I said, I'm a minority, and that would be interesting. And throughout the process, I never knew if it would come to fruition. I just knew that I would give my all and try.
Eric, I'm going to tell you. Of course, I lost track of you after, we went our separate directions. And it was years later. I look up and your name is in the news. And I think I even saw an interview with you. And I was tapping my wife. I said, I know him. And she's like, how do you know him? I said, we went to school together. The last time I saw him, we were in the military. And I would have never thought. I said, my God, who would have thought? I go to the local level and Eric goes to federal level. And then you end up as the special agent in charge, not just the Dallas office, it was Kansas City before that, right?
Yeah. Two places that I'm honored. I was honored to lead.
Yeah.
The men and women of both Kansas City and Dallas were incredible and great moments in my career working hand in hand with them. But also, I take an honor. I'm the first and only Black special agent in charge in Kansas City's history. The only Black special agent in charge in Dallas history. So that added to that journey.
Yeah.
Because it opened a door that had been closed. And me being able to walk through that door, one of the things I wanted to do is work hard to make sure that door never shut behind.
How did your education influence your career path and leadership style within the FBI? I mean, take me to that. You got your undergrad where?
I got my undergrad at Dallas Baptist University in Dallas, and I got it in business administration and psychology. As I was working on my degree, DBU has an incredible veterans program.
Yeah.
Where you can challenge things that you've learned in the military and apply those to college credits. I lucked out. I got 72 hours of credit based on my military experience, which expedited my ability to get my bachelor's degree. And working with the VA, I was able to also get a master's degree from Amberton.
Yeah.
So two local universities that cater to adults who are returning to the classroom. It was just a great opportunity.
And then I'm going to take you back. When we saw you, it was me, Darren Atterbury, John Herrera, Carl Wheelis, names that ring a bell, I know, because we were going through our evolution in the Marine Corps boot camp. You were a corpsman there.
Yeah.
You fast forward
I mean, you're jump qualified. You've exited out of the rear of the aircraft. You've gone in with recon. I want to say a couple of the reconnaissance units blew your knee out. You get your VA disability rating, I'm sure then. And then you say, you know what? I'm exiting the military, but I still got an evolution. I'm going to get my education and finish that part of
Well, it was even more simple than that.
Yeah.
When I was in high school and I wanted to join the Navy, I couldn't because I was underage. And the only way that I could join the Navy was my mother had to approve of me joining the Navy.
Something else we have in common. Yeah. My parents had to sign for me to join the
right.
Marine Corps.
And my mother gave me, we made a deal. I told her if she allowed me to go to the Navy, because I really saw that I was struggling and I needed something. And I promised her that if she allowed me to go to the Navy, I would eventually go to college. And one of the things with my mom, I always wanted to keep my word to her.
Yeah.
And going to college was always, and that's why I left the Navy after 8 years, because I knew I wanted to go to college full time and get my degree and then figure out where I'm going to go in life. So I accomplished two things. I kept my word to my mother. And then I just opened a bunch of doors, because now as a young black man, I had a degree behind me, which opened a lot of doors that had been shut before.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to ask you something off the cuff. What made you pick, and I'm not throwing shade on them because I have cousins that were in the Navy. Why did you not pick the Marine Corps? Those beautiful dress blues, but you wore the uniform for the Navy. What was it that attracted you?
What attracted me, I was walking in downtown Dallas, and I was lost. And I was just walking, trying to figure out what I wanted to do in life. And a Navy recruiter in all whites walked past me. And I saw him walking past me, and I saw everybody, women, men, everybody just stop and admire him and look at him. And I said, that was for me. And the Marine Corps recruiters were next door. The Army, being Army ROTC, I was always being approached by them. But, the Navy had so many different things. I wanted to see the world. I wanted to do things that I'd never done before, never seen before. And what I found out later was that one of my uncles, when all of his brothers went to the Army, he's the only one that went to the Navy.
Wow.
So it was in my DNA.
Okay.
Yeah.
What role did discipline and structure, such as your early experience in JROTC and the military, play in your success when you think about that?
I think the biggest role that it played was I was a very undisciplined child. Made a lot of mistakes, did a lot of things that I shouldn't have done. And coming into the Navy for the first time, I really felt accountability. My mom and my dad held me accountable in their way, but true accountability, I never experienced that until I was in the Navy. A great story that I'll tell that nobody knows about. I'll give you.
I can't wait to hear this.
Because of my ROTC background, I went into the Navy as a E4.
Okay.
Because I got that experience.
Yeah.
We had movie night and we went as a company to movie night. One of my favorite movies was a James Bond movie that I was going through that time. And because our group got in trouble, we couldn't go as a company. So I decided I would go on my own because I loved James Bond. I wanted to see the new Bond movie.
Okay.
So I went, saw the movie, I came back. My officers that were over our company commanders and everything, found out that I left and I went and saw the movie. They held me accountable. They sent me to punishment PT, where you went for 2 hours. For 2 hours, you did nonstop PT. But because I was preparing to be an E4 and considered a leader in the company, they sent me for 4 straight days
Wow.
to send a message.
Uh-huh.
And for 4 straight days, the people leading the Power PT were aware of who I was and what I had done. So they put extra stress on me, and they told everybody of my failure
Uh-huh.
and why I was being punished. And it was the hardest workouts that I ever had done in my life. But I survived the workouts. But what it did, that goes to the accountability. Because of my actions, I let down my company.
Yeah.
I let down my peers. We got an extra week of punishment of no movies because of my actions. And I learned from that moment that my actions are just not my actions alone. I need to be accountable for my actions, but also my bad decisions can have accountability and issues that harm others.
Yeah.
And that was really, I can tell you that was when I turned around and said, you know what? I need to think about the consequences of my actions and not just lip service.
How important is adaptability when navigating different careers and leadership roles? I mean, you've been a chameleon.
It's if you cannot overcome and adapt, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
Because you have to be prepared for whatever life offers, whatever changes it offers. You have to be willing to fail and learn from your failure. You have to be willing to try things that you've never tried before. And if you don't do that, then you become stagnant and you have no growth. And you're just going to be a person who is just scared to take advantage of opportunities, but not smart enough to see opportunities when they come before you.
What habits or a mindset do you believe are essential for, sustained success in any profession?
I think
I think you alluded to.
Yeah,
it.
I think it's those ones I talked about earlier.
Yeah.
But probably 2 more I would add is family. You gotta be willing to put your family, because I learned the hard way of not putting my family first.
Yeah.
And putting my career before my family. It never works out. And the last thing for me will tell you that I always say this: no matter what you do in life, you gotta have fun. And if you don't have fun with what you're doing, you're not gonna enjoy it.
Wow. I like that, and I think the audience will too. Well, Eric, I can't thank you enough for this opportunity. I can't wait to see what the audience thinks.
Yeah.
You've given us some great wisdom here.
Well, thank you, John, for this opportunity to speak with you, and hopefully, meet your audience. And as we talked about, I have a book.
That's
that
right.
just
Yeah, go
came
ahead
out.
and hawk that.
It's called The Agent of Change, and it covers a lot of the themes of what you asked me about. So,
And it's on Amazon.
yeah, it's on Amazon. The Agent of Change by Eric Jackson. And if you want to understand how I got to that journey, I've laid it out for the audience to see, and also to critique me
Yeah.
and see if I could have did it better.
I think I'm going to get a screenshot of that and post that as well with this video. But I hope that you do well on that book. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I have 2 copies. I told Eric, I don't have the paperback. I want the hardback.
Well, I appreciate you, John, and,
Yeah.
and
Or is it posterity?
you're one of the few people that have known me since I was 15 years old.
Exactly.
And that means a lot, because you've seen my good, my bad, and my ugly. And I just thank
we
you.
still continue to grow.
And I thank you for always being there and supporting.
Well,
Thank you.
thank you too, bro.